Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Fiberista Files. Today is Wednesday, March 22nd, 2017. I'm your host Heather, also known as Boucher's Babe on Ravelry, and Fiberista Files on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram also has a Highland Handmades account, as well as Boucher's Babe and Highland Handmades on Pinterest, if you're into that sort of thing. The shop is at shop.highlandhandmades.com. The blog is at thefiberistafiles.com, as well as on iTunes and YouTube. I have no notes today. To be honest, I'm not really feeling a podcast, but these things need to be done or I avoid them for months, and that's not good for anybody. So, I'm going to muscle through. I've got some grabby hands for you, although at least one thing I've left in the tote I'm going to have to grab. Very little knitting, a little crochet, some spinning. Spinning's probably been the most prolific since I last recorded. And some general news and the like. So, let's get started, shall we? Week in review, or weeks in review. It's been kind of busy lately. I had a show last Saturday, a very small one, at the Maine Spinners Registry annual meeting that takes place in Gardner, at the high school, which is where I went to high school, so that's kind of fun. My friend Melissa is the president, and they have a meeting from 10 to 3 where they do, after lunch, like at 1 o'clock, they actually have their meeting. And they elect officers and go over old business and new business and all that stuff. For the rest of the time, it's like a potluck and everybody spins and shops. There's 7 or 8 vendors. There's this fabulous soap lady, and I always get soap from her every year. I was there. Zed, get off! Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. There's like 7 vendors. We always have a good time. It's not a huge money maker for me. I make a couple $100, but I stay for free at my parents, and I get to hang out with my friends and spinners, and it's a good day, and I feel happy to be there, so I'm always happy to do that. My dad had an MRI scheduled for Saturday at 11 o'clock, which was like a regularly scheduled, like they made an appointment a month out or whatever. He's not been feeling well. He's been having a lot of headaches and been wicked dizzy and kind of nauseous and woozy, and it's been weird. And they've been trying to figure out what's been wrong with him. They've discovered some intestinal stuff, and this was just to rule out other stuff. Well, turns out he had a bilateral subdural hematoma. So he had fluid in his brain on both sides. Worse on his right side, but also bad on his left side. So he went from the MRI, which was at the Augusta Hospital, to the Augusta ER. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. They stuffed him in an ambulance and shipped him to Portland and said, dude, you need them. Like, we are not capable of doing this. You need to go now. So they transported him by ambulance down to Maine Med in Portland, where within, 20 minutes of getting out of the ambulance, he was being prepped for emergency surgery. He's fine. He came through like a champ because my dad is amazing. But that was not how I expected Saturday to go. He feels much better already. They drained a bunch of fluid from his brain, and he bounced back immediately. I saw him the next morning, and he was joking and said his headache was gone, and he could sneeze and cough without hurting his brain, and he felt better. So I'm glad they found out what was wrong with him, but man, that's just not how you expect to spend your weekend. I went down to Portland Tuesday, to pick him up, so he was discharged on Tuesday. Brain surgery on Saturday, head surgery, whatever, to discharge from the hospital on Tuesday. Modern science is amazing. Like, I don't even know. I had a chance to talk to the doctors and sort of get an idea of what all actually went down because I was not there, so I didn't get the information firsthand. So it was nice to actually talk to a doctor. But he's doing great. But wow, has it been stressful a few days? Like, it just has been stressful. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm like punch drunk. I'm so tired. I'm sorry if I'm not making a whole lot of sense, or if I have a lot of ums or weird pauses. I'm not even just tired about all of the travel to the southern part of the state and worrying about Dad and everything. Like, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. Everything from the current political shenanigans to dealing with my upcoming change in location, trying to figure out how to get a house built, like finances, dividing things. My bank just called me. I'm just tired. But there's no rest for the wicked, right? Because my next show is in a month, and I need to get prepping for that. That show is Plyway, which is going to be in Kansas City, Missouri. That was the other thing. My van has been having issues. I've got some sort of antifreeze issue. Don't know if it's a water pump. Don't know if it's a radiator. Something is messed up, and it needs to be fixed, obviously, before I drive 4,000 miles. I'm tired. The good news is, being tired means I don't want to knit, but I don't mind spinning. Spinning is easy, so I'm going to skip knitting and come back to that in a minute. I'm going to start with spinning for the actual knitting content related stuff. I told you guys a while back, I showed you the balls of fluff that I got processed from a Rustic Fiber Mill, which is the mill up in Ashland, where I'm getting my fiber processed these days. I showed you some black Shetland, and I don't remember if I showed you this on the bobbin or not, but this is all done and plied. I have not yet soaked it. This is the black Shetland. I would love to tell you that this is in the shop, but it was completely bought out at Maine Spinners Registry, so I don't have any more left, which is fabulous. And I did finish spinning and plying the Tunis as well. This is obviously still on the bobbin, so this will need to come off, get measured, tied off, and then soaked along with the black Shetland. And I spun another bobbin of the one loop-in mixed BFL that I've been spinning. And it's got more green in it than you're seeing now. It's kind of a peacocky, blue, green, brown mix. That's kind of accurate. But this is the second bobbin. And it's like 1.33 ounces or something like that. A little over 1.33 ounces. I'm going to do, excuse me, a traditional 3-ply yarn with that. So I have another 1.33 ounces to spin. That's the second of 3 bobbins. And then I will ply them all together. That's the plan. I only have 4 Kromsky bobbins, so a 3-ply is as most as I can do. And I have a 3-ply tension Lazy Kate. I can't do 4s. Maybe someday, but that's not super important to me. So I could always cable ply or whatever if I had to. Okay, so that's the spinning. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but really that's been quite a lot of time in front of the wheel. I'm trying to spend a little bit of time in front of the wheel every day, even if it's just a 1/2 ounce something, because I want to beef up the amount of hand spun in my shop, and I want to get through some of my stash, and I just want to spin more, so that's the plan. So, I'm also been knitting. I've been trying to pick up some old whips. I need to get some stuff done. I have too many works in progress. It's weighing on me. I'm sure you all have been there before where you're just like, man, like I just need to finish something, anything. So I've been working on my Hawkmouth pullover light, or no, it's not the Hawkmouth, it's the pullover light. This is the sweater I'm knitting out of Zilana, which is the Possum Cotton Merino blend. And I'm on the first sleeve, and I finished the decreases, and now I'm just supposed to knit until 24 inches. Before I can start the next bit. Sorry, this is all caught up around my... I did switch to double points on the sleeve, and to be honest, I don't like bamboo, but these are the only size 9 bamboos, the only size 9 double points I had. What I found was with the size 9 Chaigu, I was just spending too much time pushing the yarn up on the needle. Now, usually, when I use Chaigu, I have no problem getting the needle up. But where this is a lace weight yarn, and there's tension on both ends because it's just 2 pieces here, with the magic loop, it was pulling too much on that first stitch, or the last stitch, and I couldn't get it up over the join. So it's not Chaigu's fault, it's the yarn's fault. So I switched to bamboo double points, just so I didn't have to load the needle every time. It's a little bit faster. My gauge stayed the same, so that was nice. You can't even tell where I changed it. So as long as that happens, I'm happy. So I'm at like 22.5 inches or something. I need to measure this. I need to try it on to see, because I'm pretty sure I have more than 24 inches from shoulder to wrist. which would be indicative of every sweater pattern I've ever knit. I've needed to lengthen because I'm too tall for traditional sweater sizing. But that's the point. I know it looks like I got holes in there. I just need to weave in the ends and it will look much better. And then once I get that done, I've got to do the other sleeve. So that's the sleeve hole. And then all I'll have left is the neck ribbing. So I'm still pleased with the sweater. I do think it's going to need a blocking, although I have lost a little bit of weight recently. I want it to be drapey and oversized. That would be my telephone. I will deal with that in a minute. So, that's literally all the knitting I've done since the last podcast. But I have done a little bit of crochet. That is a dust bunny. I do not know where I left off with you guys. I know that this is all the yarn that I have left in the box. I desperately need to refill it. And let me see if I can open this up. That is junk. That goes in the box. That's the bottom. I know the crochet hook is in here somewhere. I just saw it. Maybe it's in the box. I thought I saw it. Anywho, this is where I'm at on the crochet Afghan. So I have stitch markers here every 20 rows. So I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 83 rows. I don't know what number day it is today. I know I'm closing in on 90 because that would be the end of the month. So probably like right dead on or maybe a little bit behind. I'm going to spend some time with this tonight, actually. That's my plan. And I can bang out, 5 or 6 rows tonight while I watch the rest of Iron Fist, which you should watch. It's interesting. I need to wind up some more minis, though, because I don't want to do too many duplicate. Like, I don't want it to look patterned. I want it to look random. So I have a bunch more. This is a box I happen to have under here. I have all kinds of minis in here. I've got, like, some that aren't scanned up, some that are that need to be redone. Like, I've got all kinds of just stuff in here that needs to be... Oh, I got some rainbow slushy. So I got some good stuff. I just gotta, make it neat and presentable and refill that shoebox so that I can continue going. As you can see, I have not woven in any ends as I've gone on. I may weave them in. I may just knot them and trim them. Like magic knot them and then trim them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Right now they're just tied. I just tied them together and then move on to the next color. And I left enough of a tail that I can decide later. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. So I'm really enjoying that blanket. I'm just enjoying the chaotic mess of colors and seeing the yarns come back up and remembering what I knit with them and sort of where that project is today. It's been fun. Okay, growth. I already told you I'm getting ready for Ply-Away. I'm sorry I told you last podcast that I was going to put the shawl gems up in the shop, and I have not yet done that. I apologize. I'm going to get on that soon. I just haven't, I haven't gotten the camera out and photographed anything lately. It's been a little scattered. And the weather has not been super great. Or the weather is super great, but I'm driving to Portland to pick up my dad from the hospital or something like that. So, I'm working on it. Processes. Nobody's asked me any of my processes. Maybe I've shared too much with you guys and you are all aware. I will say that I am about to sit down with a notebook and the internet, and I'm going to plan my booth for Ply-Away. Now, Ply-Away is spinning centric, so I need to decide what yarn, if any, I'm going to bring, how much I'm going to bring compared to how much fiber. Should I bring more colorways of fewer fibers, or should I bring fewer colorways of more fibers? Where is everything going to go in the booth? How many bats do I need? How many pony-style Rolegs? How many saplings? How many, should I do felting samplers? I don't know if there's felters. I mean, there's spinners. Are they also felters? I don't know. What about things like stitch markers? Should I do up a bunch of stitch markers and bring those? I don't know. Do you guys want them? What else? Spindles, obviously I need to have spindles made. I need to go over the list of what I have so I can tell Paul what to make to fill in those gaps. I know I'm out of bird's eye completely right now. You know, stuff. I need to figure all this stuff out because I want to be very strategic in what I bring to Flyaway. One, I don't want to transport anything I'm not going to put in the booth. And two, I don't want to run out of anything that's going to be like wildly popular and I'm going to be kicking myself for not doing it. I was hoping to bring the black Shetland with me. Obviously I can't because it's sold out. That's fine. I'm not going to have any time to have any more fiber processed. I have a little bit of washed Clun Forest here with me, and I also have like 4 bats of it in the shop. So those will be coming with me as far as breed specific, but everything other than that's going to be comb top because that's what I can buy in the time that I have. Obviously dyed by me or natural. Natural wools are kind of a big deal, so I'm going to be bringing some natural wools. My wholesaler has some really great, it's got the whole gamut of Shetlands. There's some Jacobs, some Gotland, some stuff that's a little bit different, as well as some dyed black things that I think, like some dyed black alpaca silk that's really gorgeous that I think you guys might like. So I'm going to bring some of that stuff. But other than that, like, what do you want? What do you want me to bring? Let me know because I'm making that list this week. That's part of my process when I do a new show. And then after the show, I will sit down with what I've sold and figure out what did well and what didn't. So should I be lucky enough to be invited back, I will know what to bring more of the next time. So that's that. Okay, grabby hands. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is the stuff I got from Maine Spinners Registry, and then one thing does not have a tag, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher the name. Maybe she's watching and she will correct me. The other thing I won. So let's start with that. So I won a door prize. When you sign up to rejoin the Maine Spinners Registry, which I do every year, you get a door prize ticket. And I won this orifice hook. It's fun gold wire orifice hook, and it has these little, like, tiger's eye barrels or whatever at the end. And it is from The Perfect Heist. Their tagline is getting away with the best jewelry. Their Etsy is etsy.com/shop/theperfectheist. And Facebook, facebook.com/theperfectheist.org. They have applied to Common Ground Fair this year. I don't know if they got in or not, but I know they applied. And I was impressed with the quality of their stuff. They had some really cute dizzes that were hand-painted. They had like a Cookie Monster and some other fun dizzes. I didn't buy those. Obviously, I don't generally buy shows anymore, but I did buy that soap. But I used the orifice hook already and it works really well. So that's going to stay in my spinning bag for the times when my orifice hook that lives on my wheel falls out and I can't find it, which happens all the time. I also got some over-dyed brown Jacob, which is from a new dyer. I think her name was like the Fiber Workshop or the Fiber Room Workshop, something like that. She's a really nice lady. She and her daughter do. They have a dye kitchen in their basement. I don't even have a dye kitchen. And it's this beautiful teal color, and it's Jacob, so of course it's got, you know, some Kemp and wiry stuff, and it's almost the color of the back of that teal of the back wall. It's super nice, and I really like it. And I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it, whether I'm going to spin it and ply it with something different, or spin it and use it in a multicolor project. I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. I wanted to show you as well, because I didn't do any dye pots, I want to show you the saplings that I made for the Maine Spinners Registry meeting. I have a few. I'm going to have to grab them really quick, so 1 second. Okay, these will be going into the shop. Most are single color, like they're all the same color, and then I did a couple grab bags, which had one of everything. So I did sell some, but there's a purple, a blue, a yellow, a green, an orange, and a red pink. You probably can't see that because of the way the lighting is. Sorry. These saplings are just little like mini bats, and they're really convenient if you travel with you spin, or if you, like me, don't want to have a whole braid of fiber up in your arm as you're spinning. You can just sort of grab a hold of that little ball and spin from there. I do that quite often when I'm spinning, especially at shows. I'll take the saplings and just sort of spin from one, and then when it's all gone, I'll grab in the next one. Those are all merino, silk, bamboo, and some have sparkle as well. They're a little bit more if they have sparkle. They're $19 if they don't have sparkle, and $21 if they do. The grab packs are they weigh a little bit less. The single color packs are about 80 grams. This is about 70 grams. And 2 of these have sparkle, and the rest don't. The purple and the pink, I believe, have sparkle. But they're kind of fun. I enjoy doing them. It's a little bit slow because when you drum card something, it creates 1 of a thing, whereas when I die, I create 3 of a thing. So it feels slower, but it's a nice break from dying, and I enjoy it. So those are going to be in the shop shortly, about the same time the shell gems show up. So hopefully today or tomorrow. I need to get on that. I really do. In addition, those of you who pre-ordered the Nevertheless She Persisted yarns, I'm going to be dyeing those today or tomorrow as well. I have to scan them. My box did show up this weekend, so I'm ready to do that. I'm very excited about it, and those will get out to you. All of the fiber, I believe, has already been shipped. It's just the yarns that need to go, and if you ordered something with that yarn, the Nevertheless She Persisted, it will ship with you with that, so hopefully in just a few days. I thank you for your patience with that. That's been fantastic. So, and I will be making that donation, and I will post the donation amount on Instagram, which will feed to Facebook, pretty much. So, thank you, everyone who got one of those, and I would love to see what you create with them. I am going to dye skein for myself, and I don't know yet if it will be a Martina Bem shawl, probably, because Martina Bem shawls tend to be the things that I love the most, rather than socks, which I don't really see when I'm wearing. That's the plan. I also think I've discovered finally a thing to do with the Find Your Fade shawl that's been so widely popular. I think the sample fibers that the laptop is sitting on them, that Monica got me, that the fiber sample box, I believe I'm going to spin all of those up and then do shortest yardage to longest yardage into a Find Your Fade, or a white to black fade. We'll see. That's obviously going to be more than like the 5 colors it says. I don't care. I do what I want. So, but that'd be a good thing to use with those small amounts of fiber. So, and hopefully I will put bullet journal like what did where, so I will be able to identify it later. That may be more planning than I really have in my head. Other than that, upcoming, I'm going to be doing some minis. I'm going to spin the camera, so don't look if you're easily seasick. Bright light, bright light. I guess it's not going to spin all that way. I have a ton of cone ends over there. You can't see very many, but there's easily more than 50. And so I need to get on that and do up some minis and dye some of those. So that's fun. And then, yeah. So that's pretty much what I've got for you guys this week. I'm sorry it's so short, but short's better than none, I guess. I'm trying to get back in the habit. I really am. If you would like to support any business, you can always buy something at the shop at shop.highlandhandmades.com. You can support the podcast at thefiberistafiles.com. There's a donate button on the side. You are obviously under no obligation, but by thefiberistafiles.com domain is coming up for renewal next month, so I need to rebuy that. Every little bit helps, especially as I potentially lose out on work time due to building a house with a studio that you can visit. Anything else. So whenever you see a post about a shop update or whatever, if you want to share that to your friends on Facebook or on Instagram, repost, all that is great. I do plan on having a contest here right off on Instagram. Yeah. So I guess until next time, guys, happy spinning and knitting, and thanks for tuning in. Zed, get off the counter. Get off the counter. Oh boy, you're gonna be in trouble?